Hello and welcome to the Cinematography channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how much slow motion do we need in our videos. Now everyone knows that slow motion adds to your video and makes it more emotional, or you can slow down footage to give the person who's watching, the viewer, more of a feeling of connecting with that moment, lengthening a moment to let the viewer connect with the story in a way that gives the viewer more of a feeling of I'm there, I can see it. And many times slow motion is used to give people more time to enjoy certain aspects and things that are going on without it just happening really quickly. But my question in this video is how much time, how much slow motion do you need? How many frames per second do you need? Now, new cameras are coming up with more and more slow motion options. The GH5, for example, can film at 180 frames per second. The Sony A7S, if I'm not mistaken, 120 frames per second. And the GH4, 96 frames per second. The G85, 60 frames per second. The question is, how much do I need? So, as an owner of the GH5, and having used 180 frames per second, I find myself many times, and if not always, speeding up the 180 frames per second a little bit to actually let something actually happen in the frame. 180 frames per second is virtually non-usable footage at that stage. When it's 180 frames per second, you can't use it because it's so slow that nothing actually happens. So, in my humble opinion, the GH4's 96 frames per second was perfect. I used to grab that footage from the camera and use it straight away in my videos without modifying it so much. Maybe to speed it up a little bit when I wanted things to go back to normal. But anything above 100, 120, you're already getting footage that's just too slow. Now, I know that there's other filmmakers that need this kind of thing. Maybe they're filming product or someone jumping into the sea and you're doing movies. But I'm talking here only about event photography and event videography, where 180 frames per second, in my opinion, is too much. So if you've seen the examples in this video, here's a clip which is 180 frames per second, and here's a clip which is 96 frames per second, and here's a clip which is 60 frames per second. All of them slow down to 24 frames per second, and hopefully you'll see what I mean. This information should help you pick the right camera and save money. Instead of paying $2,000 on a GH5 for this option of 180 frames per second, you could just go for the cheap G85, which shoots at 60 frames per second and also has image stabilization, 5-axis, and you could save yourself a lot of money. If this information helped you, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. We're all about creating high value content, nothing else. Thanks for watching the Cinematography channel. Bye bye for now.